Welcome to the Beauty Business Playbook, the podcast for beauty, wellness, and aesthetic professionals who are ready to elevate their mindset, refine their systems, and step confidently into their CEO era. I'm your host, Jess Feldman, spa owner, consultant, and your guide to building a profitable, aligned, and standout business. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we are going to talk about one of the core foundations in your business, and this is identifying your ideal client avatar. We're going to identify exactly who you want to serve, who your messaging is going to speak to, and this is going to help guide every decision in your business, especially when it comes to marketing. If your marketing feels inconsistent or you feel like you're talking to everyone and no one at the same time, this episode will change that. Before we dive into the actual walkthrough of how to identify your ideal client avatar, I want you to understand that this isn't about limiting your growth and your potential of your messaging. This is about becoming strategic and so detailed in who you're talking to that you automatically attract those exact clients that align with your business and are more likely to be repeat customers with a higher lifetime value and a higher referral rate. And throughout this episode, I really encourage you to pause, take notes, revisit it later. Whether you are just starting out, you haven't even opened your doors and you're writing your business statement, or whether you are 5-10 years in and you feel like you just need a refresh, things aren't so aligned anymore, you can really benefit from taking the time to identify who it is that you're speaking to. Once you identify that, your decisions become strategic and not reactive. And you will hear me say that in almost every episode. That is really, what we're kind of honing into here is creating a space and a flow where things just align. So today we're not going to talk about just age and income or stereotypes. We're not excluding people. It's really about who the person is that your business is built to serve best. When you're clear on this, your marketing will feel easier, your consultations will convert better, and any boundaries will feel natural. So the first part of identifying your ideal client is honestly where a lot of people start and stop. That is the demographics. Okay, these are things like the age range, gender, income, location. And I do want you to go through these things, but we're going to get even more specific. We're going to dive into the personalities, the behaviors, the traits that these people share as well. I want you to grab a piece of paper and really get detailed. The biggest challenge with this exercise today is going to be limiting how many ideal client avatars you have. Because you'll notice, especially with those of you who have multiple services, let's say you're a big med spa and you have all the services under the sun versus, a hairstylist who maybe specializes in one or two techniques already, you might have a bigger range of clients that you are wanting to serve. And today, I really challenge you to just dive into 1 to 3 ideal clients that you want to serve. Really stick to those, understand them, get to know them, because at the end of the day, your messaging cannot speak to everybody. And that's okay. Again, we're not excluding people, but we're really focusing on the people who are more likely to be aligned with our business. So each step that we go through today, you will do for 1 to 3 people that you imagine are your ideal client avatar. Okay, let's start with person number 1. I want you to be so specific. We're literally going to give this person a name, okay? So whatever name you want to come up with, and it can be a real name or it can be something trendy. For example, when I was writing up my business plan, I had 2 ideal client avatars, and one is the Pilates girly, And the other one is our real estate lady. And those are two completely different type of clients. We talk to them completely different in our messaging and in our marketing. And their offers are also a little bit different. So it can be a trendy, cute name that kind of encompasses that client, or it can be a specific name if you want to just, give them Michelle or Linda or something. I don't know, some name that you can call this person. Okay, so start with giving them a name at the top, and we are going to write down their age range. And I do not want this to be a large gap. Okay, so going back to, if you have all the things in the world or you want to serve everybody, please do not write down 18 to 60 or some large age range. We really want to focus. Again, you can, separate that into your second ideal client avatar, because let's face it, the 18 to, let's say, 30, 25 age range, you're not marketing to them the same way that you're going to be marketing towards your 45 to 60-year-olds. They do not respond to the same things, and they do not have the same mindset. So let's break it down. Do not put a large age range, really focus. So maybe it is 22 to 35 is your first ideal client avatar. If it feels aligned with your business, then I really recommend putting a gender as well. Okay, so now I want you to think about income range, and I want this to be kind of a little bit loose for now because we're going to get into this person's career and location, but just kind of based off their age as well as what city your location is located in or going to be located in, what would this person's income range most likely be? Is it on the kind of lower end because maybe they're a college student, or is it going to be median household income, or are they maybe in a more affluent area where they're in the higher income bracket? So go ahead and identify this person's income status, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so after you mark down that income range, we're going to go into location. So I want you to put a location here. Most of you are going to be, a local location, but think about if you do have a lot of clients who maybe come visit you during the summer, if you're more of a tourist location, if you're by the beach and you have a lot of summer traffic, you might be getting some clients who are on vacation. And maybe your busiest months are during the summer when all those people kind of flood to the area. So think about what the location is where these people are coming from. And again, get so specific. What is the neighborhood? What is the zip code, the radius from where you are? Where is this client coming from? Okay, moving on to the kind of lifestyle of this patient. Think about what it is that they might do for work. Are they a busy professional? Are they a stay-at-home parent? Is this an entrepreneur, a retiree? And let's dive a little bit more into that. What do they do for work? And in this space, you can list, 3 or so jobs that this person might have. So going back to one of the examples that I had earlier, when I was writing up my business plan, my Pilates girly was, a 22 to 38-year-old female that lived in one of the trendier cities that is surrounding my business over here. And this is a young woman who is likely to be either in the fitness industry, like as a trainer or Pilates instructor for work. They are a content creator for work, or they're more of an entrepreneurial kind of mindset type of gal, or they are in the beauty industry themselves. Now, versus my real estate ladies who, given the name, are more likely to be real estate agents. We have a huge kind of population of real estate agents over here, and they live in a more affluent city that's more coastal, that is still, within a 5 to 10 mile radius from my location. So they have, a different kind of job and they're more likely to be stay-at-home parents in the real estate career or an entrepreneur. Okay, so that is that part. We're going to identify one of maybe three. You can give like three different options for a potential career that they have. And this is going to lead you into thinking about how much flexibility does this person have in their schedule? Are they price conscious or value driven? How often can they realistically come in? This is going to affect your service structure, your pricing, your scheduling, memberships, packages, everything. So this is very important. What is it that they do? How much flexibility do they have? And are they more concerned about price or the value of the treatment that they are receiving? Now, once you identify that, we're going to be moving into their buying behavior. So think about how this person would typically find their provider or their hairstylist, makeup artist, whatever it is that you might do. How would this person typically find you? If they're in the younger age range, it's most likely going to be something like Instagram or Google Maps. If they're in a higher age range, they might be more prone to things like Yelp or referrals, word of mouth. So dive into the psychology of their buying behavior based on their age range, their job, their flexibility. Where are they more likely to find you? How do they shop? Then I want you to think about whether they prefer memberships, single services, or packages. Again, going back to my example of the Pilates girly, they love a membership, right? Because they're already so used to most likely having memberships at Pilates studios or gyms or wherever it might be. So they're used to the idea of a membership. And just a reminder that each of those things you should be writing down under this ideal client avatar. Is this the type of person that books last minute, or do they plan ahead? Okay, I hope that you are following me so far. That was the first part of what we are going to be kind of diving into for this first client. We're now going to go more into their personality, who they are, and we're going to get a little bit deeper. So I hope you're ready for that. I hope you have more room on your paper. You might have to do one paper per ideal client. That's totally fine too. But be writing all of this down, exactly who they are. And we'll recap at the end too. Okay, let's talk about this person's values. So I want you to think about, what do they care about most? So here are some words that you can write down. And again, stick to, 1 to 3. That's our kind of key number here, 1 to 3. So is it results, relaxation, education, convenience, luxury? Those are just a few of the words that I can think of, but you might think of some other things as well. What is it that they care about most? The next question I have for you is, do they value long-term care or quick fixes? This is going to help you determine all of this is going to help you determine your messaging and exactly how you position your business and structure your menu and choices. This is a big one, right? Do they value that long-term care, or is this somebody who really just wants a quick fix? Because the person that wants the quick fix is less likely to enroll in a membership or purchase a package. They're more of a one-time client, a last-minute booking that maybe just books when they feel like they need it, versus your client who wants long-term care is most likely going to enroll in some sort of program or package where they are getting multiple sessions and they're going to book multiple appointments. All right, let's talk about their communication style. Does this person want guidance or options? Do they want education or simplicity? Identifying their communication style is going to help with your website copy, your social media captions, consultation, and your follow-up messaging. So be sure to write down exactly what it is that this person is looking for in terms of how you speak to them. Now we're moving on to emotion and emotional motivations. What problem is this person really trying to solve? How do they want to feel after they come to you? What are the frustrations that brought them to you? What past experiences shaped their expectations? Just a reminder, people don't buy services, they buy confidence, they buy relief from whatever problem that they are facing, and they buy trust. Okay, I hope you're hanging in there. This is our last kind of section for this person, and that's their fears and objections. All right, here are the questions that I have for you. What makes this person hesitant before booking? What questions do they ask repeatedly? What does this person need to feel safe saying yes? Understanding this client's fears and objections and how they make their decisions can improve your conversions, retention, and the overall client experience. Okay, so bringing it all together, you're going to combine everything that you just wrote down for this person. Maybe the name even changes if you gave it, a cute little Pilates hotties girlies name at the beginning, and working through this, you identified that's not exactly who they are, but the basics that we went over, the personality, the demographics, everything that we just kind of brought to the surface, that is your ideal client avatar number 1. Now I want you to ask yourself something. If this person walked into your space tomorrow, would your pricing, your services, your operations, and your messaging feel aligned? Congratulations on working through this. I hope, if your sheet looks messy, that's okay. You're going to do this again maximum 3 times, please, for your ideal client avatars that you are trying to serve. And if you do have more than one, I want you to add something else on there as well. What are the top 3 services that they are getting, right? Because your ideal client avatar number 1, number 2, and number 3 are likely gravitating towards different services. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to list off some of the things that you should have on there just in case you missed anything. You should have your demographics, which are your age range, gender, income, location. Then you should have their lifestyle. So this is their career, or if they're a stay-at-home parent, how much time they have, flexibility, if they're price conscious or value driven. Next, you should have their buying behavior. So this is how they typically find providers, whether they prefer memberships, single services, or packages, and if they're somebody that books last minute or plans ahead. Then you move into their values, so what they care about most, and if they value long-term or quick fixes. Then you should have their communication style, so how is it that they want to be spoken to? Next would be your emotional motivation, so what problems they're trying to solve, how they want to feel, what frustrations they have, and lastly, their fears and objections. So what makes them hesitant before booking? What do they need to say yes? And that's just a brief wrap up. We went into more detail on each one of those. So if you missed any of those sections, feel free to go back and kind of listen, and hopefully you get all of that down. Just a reminder, when you are clear on who you serve, everything else, your marketing, your boundaries, your pricing, your consultations, your onboarding for future new hires, everything becomes simpler. If this is something that you still feel like you're struggling with, or this just, you're lost, you feel like there's something else missing, I do have an online course that's a kind of mini course. It's about a 25 to 30 minute recording, as well as a very in-depth printout that you can go through. It's a whole worksheet. You can print it out. You can do it on your iPad or what have you. and it will walk you through a bunch of different things, including your ideal client avatar. But it's a really good kind of kickoff to the new year, or if you're feeling a little bit stuck, if things are feeling misaligned, or if you're trying to actually plan your business that hasn't opened yet. It's a very good place to start. It's going to get to the root of everything. It's called my Bloom Foundation. It's going to help you identify not only who it is you're speaking to, why you're doing the things that you're doing, your mission, your values, all that fun stuff, which will be linked in the show notes. And it's also on my website. You can also find me on social media and connect with me there. Everything will be linked for you. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that your ideal client will evolve. That is normal. So again, if you are here at the beginning of your business, I want you to really reflect on this probably at least every year. So it's really good that you're starting this, new year. Whether you're starting out or you've been in business for several years, the client that you started with isn't necessarily who you're meant to stay with. So your client from 5 years ago might not be a client that evolves with your business 5 years later. It's okay to outgrow certain clients, and it's okay to shift. Everything is shifting, especially in the beauty industry. We're ever evolving. And it's okay if the client that used to serve you no longer serves you. And if your values and your mission and your vision for your business has changed, it is okay. Some red flags that you might be serving the wrong client includes constant price objections, having clients that are chronically late or rescheduling, clients that push your boundaries, especially your policies. And if you're feeling emotionally drained at the end of every day, I want you to really look at who it is that you are serving. I also want you to think about your current marketing efforts. If you feel like you are trying everything under the sun, nothing is working, no new clients are coming in, people are not referring, nobody's leaving reviews, it might be your messaging is not aligned and you haven't identified exactly who you're speaking to and how they want to be spoken to. So if you feel like any of those are true for you, then getting clarity on your ideal client avatar is a fantastic place to start. If you have been in business for a while, I want you to look at your top 5 easiest clients. These people most likely have a higher lifetime value than your other clients. They have likely enrolled in a membership or a package or booked multiple appointments with you. These are the people that already are telling you who your ideal client is. Identify the similarities between them if you can. Really dive into who those clients are, because that will tell you a lot of what you need to know. It's already right there in front of you, and all you have to do is dissect those clients a little bit. Okay, and kind of piggybacking off of that, a couple reflective questions for you. If you doubled your prices tomorrow, who would still book? Are the people that you immediately thought of the same people that you thought of when I asked who your top 5 easiest and biggest spending clients are? Now here's another one that's going to hit deep. Who do you secretly hope doesn't book again? This will tell you a lot about the boundaries that you should be setting, and obviously the opposite of what you want your ideal client avatar to be. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you have some messy pieces of paper in front of you that you can kind of organize and use to help you gain clarity on exactly what you want out of the clients that you attract, who those clients are, and how you are going to reel them in. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. Again, everything is going to be linked in the show notes. And if you are interested in the Bloom Foundation that walks you through this process with a very easy workbook that you can use, that will be linked as well, or you can reach out to me. I can send you the direct link too. But I hope that this helps you go into 2026 with a clear vision. And thank you so much for listening.